to Sort of the Story.
What? I'm Janey.
I'm Max.
And today we are going to be telling each other and ourselves some stories that we read this week.
I'm going to be telling myself a lot of lies.
Oh my god, I'm retelling because I have a terrible memory. Can't wait to retell this story. And also, you
guys are here.
Oh my god, thank you for coming back.
We're so glad you're here.
And again.
Time after time.
Yeah, I wasn't singing that song.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find it.
Time and again.
Please don't sue us.
You guys, you can't because we didn't sing that song. Welcome back. Just right off the bat, let's go ahead and give a big shout out to Instagram.
Oh.
And TikTok and Discord, all at Sort of the Story.
Also shout out to Keith, our audio engineer. He's been working with us on a couple of episodes and they sound great.
It's important that Keith doesn't get too big ahead, okay? It can get dangerous.
That's fair.
Alright, if we compliment Keith too much all the time, he will cause some actual infrastructure damage.
Yeah, he's got swelling in his head that is becoming a medical issue from how much we compliment him. But he's doing a great job. So
yeah, you're doing a great job, my friend.
Keith. Also, check us out on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and Goodreads, and send us an email at sortofthestory@gmail.com and check out our merch, and there's a link in the show notes. And also check out our bookshop affiliate account.
Yeah, all of those things. Listen, we gotta stop rushing through it because they're important. Sounds like we're trying to get through this, but we're not. They're amazing. We have a fun time on the Instagram. It's where you get all the nice, photos from these episodes, and we show you the places that we are advertising. It's fun.
Advertising?
Yeah, right.
We are not being paid for this.
Episode 49, we do advertisements for travel destinations in the UK. And I want to go. To Sainsbury Hall and to the Giant's Causeway. We could actually just do that trip.
And to the Giant Stairs, yeah.
I didn't see the Giant Stairs. Oh, maybe I did. No, I saw the Giant Causeway. I didn't put that on the Instagram. Whoops! Okay, so, and then if you email us at Sort of the Story, you can let us know your thoughts. We get really nice emails from you guys, and they make our day. And on the Discord, you can tell us random facts about a book you sort of remember, and we'll figure out what story you're thinking of, like librarians.
Yeah. Or we'll try our very best with all 50 of the books that we own. If it's in one of them, we'll find it.
Because unlike librarians, we're not professionals.
And we have a very limited stock of resources.
Yeah, and we are it's 50-50 on whether or not we're going to give you what you are looking for, but we might give you something good. So go join the Discord. Let's hang out.
Come hang out with us.
Yeah. Awesome. Max.
Janey.
How do you feel about the fact that it's your birthday when this episode comes out?
Oh my god, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel young when we're recording this, I guess, and old when you guys hear it.
Ooh.
It's like a reverse Benjamin Button. Where I'm just regularly growing in age as time passes.
That's a normal age, actually.
Yep.
I have really good news. Everybody's living that reverse Benjamin Button life. You are not alone. And that's the beauty of this podcast. It's finding a community that you can, relate to in that time moves forward in a linear fashion. Do you have anything that you want to do for your birthday?
I don't know. My mom's coming to town. She offered to take us all out to dinner, and that's nice of her.
That is nice.
Alex and this will matriculate or not by the time this episode comes out, but Alex and I talked about going to the Space Center down in Cape Canaveral to see a rocket launch.
Oh, he said that you didn't like that idea.
No, I do like that idea. Oh. I told him, oh my God. I guess I have to have a conversation. Yeah, because I used to want to be an astronaut, and I was briefly an astronomy minor in college, and I am really into that. And so he was like, let's go do that. So, I don't know. Mostly, I just want to hang out with my friends. I'm turning
28.
I'm turning 28. Thank you. I can't keep track of my age. Janey is my age secretary. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's weird to have birthdays.
It is weird to have birthdays, but I'm excited for yours because it's a
fucking sun.
It's a great time of year to have a birthday.
It is.
The weather is cool for the first time in Georgia.
Yes, I'm really excited for Halloween, honestly. I'm really excited. I've made a couple of promises to friends to watch scary movies with them during the month of October, so that's something I'm very excited about. I think we're recording this on October 1st, so that's pretty exciting. And I'm excited for it.
Exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, if you have well wishes or ideas for Max's birthday, send us an email or shout us out on Instagram or join the Discord and let her know what you think she should do to that rocket before it launches. Give it a little kiss.
I always think about, sorry, this podcast isn't for kids, just as a reminder.
Okay.
But I always think about this tweet where someone was like, the person attending the Liberty Bell, they're like, buddy, you can't, it's the Liberty Bell. They don't even let me fuck it.
It's really
and I
good.
think about that a lot.
Yeah.
They don't even let me fuck the rocket.
Well, I have to go wrangle Pepper, who I am holding, and she is wrestling with me. I have to wrangle her back into her room. Do you want to get started?
Yeah. I'll wait for you to come back, but...
No, you start telling the story and I'll be back later.
All right.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? It just hit me. We're on episode 51. You and I, as friends, now have over 50 hours of public content where people get to see what kind of friends we are.
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever. Oh
How
my
fun.
God. What if we have a massive falling out?
Mm. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's going to be your birthday, so we can do anything you want.
Eh?
You want to break
a little
up?
drama.
You need a little bit of the drama.
Yes, it is very weird, especially considering that I feel like we're not often like recorded as friends outside of this podcast. We've been friends for like almost 10 years now, and we have like I think a grand total of like 7 pictures together.
Yeah, listen, that's not my doing. I take pictures like a motherfucker. That's your doing.
Yeah, I hate to be perceived.
She doesn't like to be perceived. Stop fucking looking at her.
Hey, for my birthday, you can get not looking at me and pretending that I don't exist, but still talk to me, be my friend.
Oh, we didn't talk about it. Max watched Titanic for the first time.
I did.
Tell us your thoughts.
I was ready to be underwhelmed, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I know everything that happens in this movie because of all the cultural references
All
that I've
the
been a part of.
memes made you think it was going to be a bad movie.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. The effects were so cool, and like there were so many cool little details and like really like hard-hitting like lines that were kind of like skimmed over. I was like, fuck, this is good.
And James Cameron was so accurate in how he did it, where every single character that they basically pan on was a real person on the Titanic, and they have records. So yeah, Titanic. Excellent.
Very good.
I also forgot how much I really liked that movie. The only thing, I told you this last night, the only thing I remembered from that movie is that everyone made fun of Kate Winslet. I like called my mom and I was like, I remember Kate Winslet being called fat all the time.
Like in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, and so it like, and that was such a pervasive thing in our culture. It was just mentioned everywhere that like, oh, who's that fat chick? And who's that stuff? Like, that's all I remember from it. And
she's so tiny.
And she's tiny. And she's also, I think, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Like, regardless of weight, Kate Winslet is so flawlessly, like, porcelain. Like, she looks like a painting. Mm-hmm. And then also everyone's calling her fat. And she's, like, a size, we said, like, what, 4?
Yeah, probably.
She is tiny. And it doesn't help that she's next to, like, basically, like, an early 20s, maybe late teen Leonardo DiCaprio, who looks... early 20s,
scrawny.
Late teen, yeah, he's a scrawny guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that stuck with me, though, as a young, impressionable girl, was, I was like, oh, Titanic was so sad. Also, I guess Kate Winslet was really heavy in that. That's the only thing that's
fundamentally not true.
No! And also who
doesn't
cares?
matter, but also...
She was brilliant in that
The
movie.
90s were a terrible time.
Yeah. And the early 2000s really fucked us all up. Hey, if you're a survivor of the early 2000s, and you are no longer struggling with your eating disorder, I am proud of you.
Congrats.
And if you are suffering from an eating disorder, that is not your fault, and I hope that you're doing okay.
And we love you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a story for you.
I'm so excited.
The story that I have for you today is from a book that I picked up secondhand. It's great. I had a great time reading this. It's just a really cool book to have. It like doesn't have the name on the spine because it's just like a little tiny, almost like a pamphlet. And the whole book, the text is printed on like a beige colored paper with brown ink.
It's so cool. I've never seen a book like this.
Yeah, it gives it a very cool like Old West feel.
It looks like a play. Like when you get a play from like Samuel French, that's what this looks like.
Yeah, it's just a very cool book, and I've had it for a while, and I've kind of because it doesn't have the name on the spine, it got lost in my bookshelf. But I was looking for a book last week while one of the people on our Discord asked us for help finding a story. And so I was shuffling through all my books rapidly, and I was like, why haven't I ever done any stories from this? So I'm going to tell you a story from North Carolina Legends by Richard Walser.
So fun.
This book is really cool. It's a lot of like local legends from the state of North Carolina. Richard Walser is a historian and literary heritage specialist from North Carolina. He passed away in 1988, but he was an English professor at NCSU from 1946 to 1970 after he completed his service in World War II. He has an MA from UNC Chapel Hill, and he did a really great job, I think, of capturing this historically. I will say it has like, you know, U.S. history is steeped in racism, and that's just something that you have to acknowledge. And I think that this book came out in 1980, and so it does reflect a couple of those more backwards mentalities. But I also think that, like, as a folkloric relic, it's really interesting and cool.
Can I interrupt really quick to also mention that was the one thing that didn't age well with the Titanic either.
Yeah.
Was that Rose was like, listen, everyone else was really happy, but I, the billionaire's, like, fiance, was a slave going in chains. Like, she several times compares herself to being on a slave ship.
Yeah, which is...
It does not hold up, Rose.
Not great.
She's, like, in a wheelchair holding her fluffy little dog. She traveled with, like, priceless art in both the Titanic and in her, like, 1997 trip.
Yeah.
She has pictures of her in, like, Egypt in front of the pyramids.
Yeah, she's, like, sipping Dom Perignon from, like, a crystal champagne.
And she was like, I was...
goblet, and it's like, it was like I was being enslaved. And it was like, oh, buddy.
He might as well have had me in chains. That's how bad it was for me. And it's like, hey, you know what?
Not as bad as being enslaved.
No, I'm not minimizing how you felt as somebody who was very depressed and going through a huge mental health crisis and being abused, but, like, it's not the same.
Not the same.
in first class on the Titanic.
Be bad and not be that bad.
Anyway, so that's what
yes.
that reminds me of.
So yeah, this book has a bunch of really cool like ghost stories and like local legends and stuff like that. This story that I'm going to tell you is called Troubles in Bathtown. There is a town called Bath. It is a former port on the coast of North Carolina, sort of in like an inland port. It was founded like in the late 1600s, early 1700s, and it became quickly a very profitable trade port where lots of people from all over the world would bring things into the colonies via Bath, North Carolina. So it was very successful for a while. In 1718, a little fella who you might have heard of, Blackbeard. Yeah, if you guys have seen Our Flag Means Death, also if you haven't seen it, then possible spoilers for Our Flag Means Death, but in 1718 he accepted a royal pardon from the Crown of England that basically said, like, just because you used to be a pirate, if you stop being a pirate and you work for Her Majesty and everything like that, or His I don't know what at the time, but he was like, if you start working for the Crown and like helping us to track down other pirates, then you will be pardoned of all your crimes, right? So in 1718, Blackbeard was trapped off of the coast of the eastern U.S. This was after the siege of the port of Charleston that he performed, where he basically like blockaded a bunch of trade ships and made a bunch of money, and nobody knows how he got away with it.
No,
we do. There's a lot of analysis on it, but like,
it's hot as hell. It's fine.
Yeah. But in 1718, he accepted this royal pardon and then settled in Bath, North Carolina for a little bit less than a year, and then was like, actually, I want to continue being a pirate.
Actually, this is bullshit.
Yeah, continued to be a pirate, and then was shortly thereafter killed.
Oh, spoiler!
I already said spoilers.
Season 2 of Our Flag Means Death.
Oh my god!
I'm joking.
Also,
go watch it,
I'm
guys.
a huge fan of Our Flag Means Death.
It's so
but also, if you are as deeply impassioned about every single one of the characters as I am, you do not want to read the Wikipedia article about Blackbeard in real life, because it is a huge goddamn bummer.
Really hoping that this show doesn't do that to us.
Yeah, I hope
change
that
history.
Yeah, but it's a huge bummer. So Blackbeard settled in Bath. He was known about town as being like, you know, he engaged in like regular small scale political corruption in town and was like constantly like doing favors for people in town and for like the local constabulary and everything in order for like debts. Also, I found out from the Wikipedia page, I didn't realize Blackbeard was only active as a pirate, considered like officially active as a pirate from 1716 to 1718. That's only 2 years. Yeah, right? Absolutely crazy.
Whoa.
So
I thought that would have been like a 30-year-long career.
Me too.
He couldn't even get retirement. It wouldn't have even kicked in by then. Wild.
So Blackbeard settled in Bath for a little while. That's like one of the town's big claims to fame. And then in the 1730s and the 1740s, the U.S. went through what was called the Great Awakening, which was
I'm sorry.
It was called the Great
Awakening. That to be the name of this episode.
Please no.
The Great Awakening. Blackbeard's Great Awakening.
Oof. The U.S. went through a period called the Great Awakening, which is like a resurgence of evangelical thought and like traveling evangelists preaching across different towns. One such evangelist, George Whitefield, was an English Methodist evangelist, and he visited the town of Bath 4 times between the years of 1747 and 1762 to preach against drinking, cursing, and dancing, especially dancing, like the
Footloose.
yeah, like the town in Footloose, because as he said, quote, this is from the Wikipedia article, quote, dancing was the way the devil sent frivolous men and women to hell. He gave a lot of like fire and brimstone speeches and especially like railed against the people who were a little bit wealthier in the town and everything like that, which they didn't like.
No.
As, you know, wealthy people tend not to do.
Excuse me. Compliments only, thank you. 5-star reviews only. Do you know who I am?
One of the things that they mentioned about George Whitefield was that people started kind of like spreading all these rumors about him and everything. And wasn't that hard to do because as he was traveling as an evangelist from town to town, he traveled in a wagon and he brought a coffin in the wagon with him wherever he went.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, if I die, I want to have my coffin ready. And everyone was like, okay. And he would also sleep in the coffin so that specifically because he said he wanted to avoid like staying in the inns where that people were like bawdier and there was drinking and like sin everywhere. So he was like, I want to stay as far as possible away from that. So I'm just going to sleep
in his coffins during the day, specifically because he didn't want to see all those sinners walking around in the daylight. That's all.
Yeah.
And he only drank from his own flask because of poisons.
Yeah.
And he never ate anything and he also bit people. It's all in the name of God.
Yeah. So that's George Whitefield, super weird guy. And they were like, you shouldn't trust that guy because he's clearly very weird and he sleeps in a coffin in a wagon.
We think he's a vampire and he's very bad at hiding it.
So after he came to the town of Bath, the 4th and final time that he was there, he kind of like gave up. He was like, these people are beyond my help. So as he's leaving, he drives out to the edge of town. He takes off his shoes and he bangs them together to get all the dirt off. Mm-hmm. And then he drives away. And as he drives away, reports say that he said to himself, there's a place in the Bible that says, if a place won't listen to the word of God, you shall shake the dust of the town off of your feet, and the town shall be cursed. I have put a curse on this town for 100 years. You know how...
That's not very Christian of you.
You know how priests do.
You can't curse people in the name of God. I guess you can. Never mind. As I said out loud, it sounded silly.
So that's the quote from North Carolina Legends. Again, the Wikipedia says, an alternate version of the story. He says, I say to the village of Bath, village you shall remain, now and forever, forgotten by men and nations until such time as it pleases God to turn the light of his countenance again upon you. So basically saying, like, this town is never going to get any bigger. It's never going to see any success because it is a place of sin. So this is just some background about the town of Bath. And it did stay very small. A lot of industry was built up in the area, like factories, production, and stuff like that, but skipped over Bath. And Bath has stayed a very small and quiet town since then.
I like that Bathtown, North Carolina is the Sodom and Gomorrah of the United States.
According to, like, evangelists, just about every town is the Sodom and Gomorrah of the United States.
Everybody thinks that they're the worst. No, I've got the biggest ball of twine. No, I've got the biggest ball of twine and the most sin.
So this is all just some background on the town of Bath. This is all from North Carolina Legends. I wanted to tell you one specific story, though, about the town of Bath.
Exciting.
This story is set in the early 1800s, possibly 1813, although we don't have any records for it. There was a man named Jesse Eliot, and he was, quote, a profane man, a whiskey drinker.
Whoa!
God forbid. And he had a racehorse. He had a very good racehorse. He had a chestnut stallion, and he would take on any challenger in a horse race at any time of day, any day of the week. He was constantly like ready to show how great his horse was. He said that his horse was the greatest in the whole country, right?
And everybody thinks they have the greatest horse in the country.
And
Mine's
the most
the
sin,
fastest. No, mine
and
sins
the biggest
most.
ball of twine.
Mine has the biggest balls. No, mine does.
So one Sunday, Jesse Eliot is down by the docks, and he is bragging to everyone about how great his horse is, right? You know how you do. Spend in your days bragging about your horse. And a stranger rides up and overhears him. And this stranger is riding on a black stallion that is like shiny. It is like an incredibly like well-kempt and everything stallion.
Yeah.
And this stranger rides up and he says, so you say that you have the fastest horse in the country. I'd say that my horse is faster, and I bet you $100 on it, which is a lot of money in the 1800s.
Oh my God, yeah.
So he says, I bet you $100 my horse is faster than yours. And Jesse Elliott says, well then, fucking prove it. I'll meet you at the racetrack in an hour.
Does he have $100?
Probably not.
Okay.
But he, is very confident. He's like, my horse is the best horse that there ever was at being a horse.
Okay.
So he goes to prepare for this race, and he goes back home. He puts on his riding boots, and again, he's a whiskey drinker. So to prepare for this race, he downs 2 glasses of whiskey.
Okay.
Just to steel himself a little bit for it. His wife is also at home, and she's like, why you have your boots on? He's like, oh, I'm going to go do a horse race.
Yeah.
You know how.
Yeah, I'm going to go do that horse race. I guess I might let the horse do it this time. We'll see how I feel when I get there. 1 whiskey for the road.
And Jesse Elliott is like, well, I'm going to go do a horse race. And she says, you can't go do a horse race. It's Sunday. That's the Lord's day.
Jesse, don't you know what day it is? You forgot.
And Jesse Elliott, in the true fashion of a shitty man from the 1800s and also most other times, is like, fuck you, and the horse that I rode in on. And he, like, yells at her, and
wow.
then, like, he's like, and that's that. And he, like, walks out, and he slams the door behind him and everything. And his wife calls out the door after him, and she says, I hope you'll be sent to hell this very day.
Yeah, you're wearing a hell t-shirt right now. That's why I was looking at it. As you said the word hell, she has this really cute t-shirt on that has, like, the gates of hell, and the hell gate says hell, and there's a happy little demon. And it says, y'all come back now.
This is from KW Talent on Instagram. They have a lot of really great designs, and I love them a lot.
It's really cute, but it matches your shirt. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love it.
Or matches your story.
Yes. So she says, I hope you'll be sent to hell this very day. Bum, bum, bum. Foreshadowing music. So Jesse Elliott gets back on his horse, and he rides down to the horse track. And the stranger on his black stallion is already waiting for him. Jesse, now that he's kind of away from all of his friends and all of his boasts, kind of takes a second. He takes a closer look at this stranger, and he realizes this man looks a little different than he thought he did. He says, his dark eyes gleamed, and his ears and nose seemed pointed in a way Elliot had not noticed before. Yep. So he comes up to this stranger, and they talk terms, and they say, this is where we start, this is where we end, here's the bet. They shake on it, and they both get on their horses, and at the count, they begin to ride off. And right at the gates, Jesse Elliott is way ahead. His horse is very, very fast.
Yeah.
For all his brags, this is a very talented racing horse. And so Jesse Elliott is pulling ahead by a wide margin. And he's a little liquored up, and he is high on adrenaline, and he is, like, urging his horse to go faster and faster. And he says, take me in a winner or take me to hell. Which just seems like tempting fate.
Why would you say that? Just give me $100 and that's the deal we made. No more, no less.
Well, he says to the horse, he's like, take me like to win or take me to hell.
No.
And all this while the stranger is riding behind him, and he's going very fast, but he doesn't seem perturbed.
He hasn't done his Fast and Furious, like, turning on his nos
Yeah,
yet.
exactly. He's got his hand on, he's like, wait for it. Wait for it.
He does that thing in the first movie where he's like, you did it too soon, kid.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
100%. And he's like, you gotta watch it on the turn. It's also like in the movie Cars, which is an honorary inclusion in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen the movie Cars?
No.
Oh my god.
The cars, like, have relationships and, like, fuck each other and stuff, right? Like, not on screen, but, like, that's something that's, like, implied. No, thank you.
That's not what the movie is about. Okay, but I'm glad that that's your frame of reference for it. One of the cars has a tramp stamp.
Yeah, and also there are baby cars. Like, no, thank you.
It's pretty weird. Mostly, though, it's about racing, and it's like a story about a big city car who gets trapped out in the country and learns a thing or two about racing and matters of the heart.
Does he get a girlfriend?
Yeah.
So, you think they do?
Yeah, the cars fuck, okay? I'm not going to say you have to go and watch Cars, but it's really weird that you don't know what I'm talking about when I say that Cars is part of the Fast and Furious franchise.
I don't think it is.
That's weird for you.
The cars never fuck in the Fast and Furious franchises. You know who does? Everyone else.
Well, maybe the people were too busy fucking and they didn't notice that the cars were also fucking.
Nah.
Anyways, so Jesse Elliott is like far outpacing the stranger, and he comes to a curve in the track, and rather than slowing down, he digs his heels in and he spurs the horse to move faster and faster.
Mm-hmm.
As he goes around the turn, the horse's head turns into the turn.
Yeah.
And it sees behind to where the stranger and the black stallion are. And this horse, as it sees them behind, its eyes like widen, and Jesse Elliott sees the whites of its eyes.
Oh no.
And it, on a dime, stops and bucks.
Oh.
And he is thrown off of the horse and directly into a tree on the outside of the turn.
This is what happened to Christopher Reeves. Sorry, this is exactly what happened to Christopher Reeves, Superman.
Oh, no.
That's why he was paralyzed.
Oh no.
Sorry, go ahead.
So he's thrown off his horse's back and into a tree and dies instantly.
Jesus.
In some versions of the story, the horse also runs himself or herself, themself, into the tree and dies instantly as well.
No, it went on to live a very good life. It got that black horse's number.
Some versions of this story say that the stranger disappears at that very moment. Some say that the stranger pulls up to where Jesse Elliott is lying crumpled at the base of the tree, and he picks up his body and he gets back on his own horse and rides off. And the chestnut stallion is not seen again.
Okay.
It runs off into the forest and nobody can catch it from that point forward. Some people say that Jesse Elliott tempted the devil and said, make me a winner or take me to hell.
Yeah.
And the stranger, the devil, did. So that's kind of the story.
That's fantastic.
The other component of the story, and the thing that I think is really cool, is that the point at which, it's unclear, but I think the point at which the chestnut stallion stops on a dime and bucks Jesse Elliott off, it like digs in its hooves. And to this day, you can see hoof prints in that spot.
In real life?
In real life.
Whoa.
Some people say that clumps of Jesse's red hair, this is a quote from an article that I'm going to link in the show notes, clumps of Jesse's red hair hung from the bark of the tree for years afterwards, and that side of the tree eventually turned brown and died, leaving the tree's other half green and living. The tree has since been cut down, but you can go to Bath, North Carolina, and you can still see hoof prints in the underbrush. That's a different thing. But
she just showed me a picture of clip art footprints.
You can see a picture of hoof prints in the underbrush. And the article, one of the articles that I'm linking is from North Carolina Ghost Tours, and they actually went out and saw the hoof prints and took a couple of pictures.
That's cool.
It is, I believe it is currently on private property, but they do let people come and see it, I think, with permission. I'm not super sure, but they have a couple of like modern day photos of the hoof prints, and you can definitely tell there are like circular indentations in the earth. And they say that no matter if you try and cover them up, they will appear again the next day.
Which is, I mean, look, I accidentally drove during a flood. My car floated onto our front lawn, and since it was like flooding, I couldn't get it off because the grass was too soft. Yeah. And so I was just like, turning my tires. I had this huge indent. I had to get towed off of our front lawn because I could not get my car off. And that indent was huge. I mean, it was tire indents in our front lawn, and it only took like 5 months for the grass to grow over it completely, and now you can't see it at all.
Yeah, but supposedly these hoof prints are still there. And there's a story from the 1950s where a newsperson went out to this spot and he brought a bunch of chickens and corn feed, chicken feed. Yeah. And he sprinkled the corn feed over the hoof prints, like around them and in them and everything all over this area. And then he let the chickens loose. And the chickens pecked and ate all of the corn feed in that area except in the hoof prints, and they would not touch the corn in the hoof prints.
What do they know that we don't?
Yeah. So that's my story.
That was delightful.
Thank you. And also, while I was researching this, I found a case in South Devon, England. In February 1855, there was a massive snowfall, and when people got up and out the next morning, they found all of these footprints, these like hoof prints, these or cloven footprints, depending on who you ask, all over. And I'm showing Janey the picture of the sketch of what they look like. When I say all over, I mean that these hoof prints were like on the tops of the houses where the snow had fallen, and like on walls inside of like walled in courtyards and everything. Wow. In an area spanning a distance of according to some sources, 100 miles.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just all these hoof prints everywhere first thing in the morning. There are lots of people who say it's a hoax, but I just think it's an interesting little thing.
It is. Little footprints. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I love North Carolina legends. Like, every time we go back to, like, North Carolina ghost stories, it's always spooky. It's always, like, a little bit, like, devil-related. Mm-hmm. Big fan.
Yeah. They do mention, like, the devil's stomping ground and stuff is also in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like the idea, though, that the devil just goes to North Carolina and, like, fucks people up.
Yeah. Do you want to know something weird?
I do. Always. That's what this whole podcast is about.
My story is called Duffy and the Devil.
Oh.
And it's about the devil as well.
Hey.
We have a theme.
Happy birthday to me.
The devil.
The devil.
Do you want to take a quick break? Oh, I'm also wearing a skeleton shirt. We're both wearing, like, death shirts and talking about the devil. Happy birthday,
This episode is cursed.
This episode is brought to you by the devil. So the thing about the devil is that he's really cool and great. And he would love
Satan.
Hail Satan. He would love it if you would make a deal with him. So if you want to do that, just, you can use the offer code, sort of the story.
Hey, listen, do you like drugs?
Ooh.
Do you like dancing?
Yes.
Do you like whiskey?
Oh, yes,
and
please.
do you like rock and roll?
Do I?
Boy, have I got a fella for you.
Do you play the fiddle? Call us. That's not a promo for the devil. We just want to hear you play the fiddle. Cool. Do you want to take a little break?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, bye. Okay, Max.
Okay, Janey.
Max, okay.
All right.
Okay, so my story, as I let you know beforehand, in a bit of foreshadowing, who's called Duffy and the Devil. It's not foreshadowing, it was a spoiler. I pulled this from a book I've used before called The Maid of the North, Feminist Folktales from Around the World, compiled by Ethel Johnston Phelps. And I'm going to get into it. This is a Cornish tale. Once upon a time, there was a squire, and he had this old housekeeper named Jane. And Jane, for the, last part of her life, wasn't a very good housekeeper. She was going blind, and she was, 1,000,000 years old, and so, every once in a while he'd walk in and be like, there's dust everywhere. Oh, Jane. Slacking off.
Jane.
Being 102 and blind and not able to walk is going to get you off the hook. You're a terrible housekeeper. And she was also the one, the housekeepers are the ones that, do your knitting and stuff for you. And so, he was wearing, basically tattered socks and stuff like that. And he needed a new housekeeper. She died. So he didn't need one while she was alive. She died, thankfully.
Jane, you're fired.
Fuck you, Jane. And so when she died, he was like, I need a new house cleaner, housekeeper, immediately. So when he hired a crew at cider pressing time, he saw a, quote, strong, sturdy figure of a woman named Duffy picking apples. Now,
did you ever see the previews for the movie The Duff? It looked bad.
It did.
I didn't watch it, but it looked really bad.
It's just Duffy. So he went up to Duffy and he asked her if she wanted a job. And he specifically said spinning, knitting, cleaning, and cooking. And then she responded, she listened to all of those things, and she responded, I do make the best meat pies in the village, but I won't muck out the barns and pigsty. And I'm like, good for you, Duffy. Yeah. Set your boundaries. But also, you didn't talk anything about the spinning and the knitting. She very casually kind of went around those two. And so he's like, I already have a guy that does that, so I don't need to do that. So why don't you come over tomorrow and you can start your first day. So the next day, she goes to his house to start her new job. And she's pretty excited about the job. She's a cheerful person, she always has been. People like her enough. But she realizes this is going to be kind of a lot of work when she sees the state of his house. There are cobwebs everywhere. There's dirt all over. And then in one corner of the rooms, there are just bags and bags of wool. And it's next to a spinning wheel that's covered in dust. And Duffy's like, oh no. So he comes up to her, this squire, and he's like, there's a lot to be done, but mainly the main job I need you to do is I need you to spin the yarn and knit me some new socks. So if you could do that, that would be great. And she's like, uh-huh. And she looks at him and she goes, it's not just the socks you need, your vest and breeches are also terrible. And he's like, okay, well, you can get on with that. I'm gonna be out hunting. Bye. And then he leaves. And so she's sitting in the house and she's like, looking at the yarn for a second, and she's like, fuck that, I'm making the meat pies. So she starts making dinner, she cleans the entire house, it looks amazing, because she is a hard worker, she just doesn't really know how to spin yarn or knit.
No. She's a one-trick Duffy.
Yeah, oh no. And he comes home, and it's pretty good that she did that. It's kind of clever because he comes home and he hasn't had a good, like, cooked meal in a while because he's been useless without one woman in his house to do all the work for him. So he's like, whoa, there's food in the house? That's amazing. It's so clean. And he's really hungry. He's been out hunting all day. So he's, like, really excited. He does ask, like, hey, did you get around to knitting me some new socks? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Don't worry about that. It's fine. And so he leaves the next day to go hunting. And she's just kind of staring despondently at all this wool. Like, this sucks. And she hated spinning, right? Like, this is just her worst nightmare. And so she says, quote, yarn for squire's clothes, blankets for the house, there's no end of spinning and knitting to be done. The devil himself couldn't do it. And then
challenge accepted.
She hears a cocky little voice come out from behind the wood pile at the hearth, and the voice says, oh, yes, I could. And she looks up, and a tiny little man with sharp pointed features, with a long tail, walks out and leans against the pile of wood with one arm and, like, winks at her.
I'm picturing Lucy from Disenchantment.
Yes, yeah. That's basically it. And so he, like, is sitting there smiling at her, and she's like, who the hell do you think you are? And so he tells her, like, Duffy, you don't have to do this, nor should you have to do this. Just to keep your job, you're good at literally everything else. This one thing, and you're not going to be able to keep this job? Like, that's not fair. Why don't you let me do it? Huh? Duffy? Duff? I can do this. I'm really good at this. He says, don't work your fingers to the bone and be miserable. I can make yarn as fine and strong as metal. And I can knit socks and vests that would never wear out. Your master would be so happy with you. And you'd be the talk of the town. You'd never have to lift a finger. And I don't even want any money for this deal. Not at all. I'm such a good guy. No payment in the form of money for me. And so she's like, yeah. Okay, so you're the devil.
I was like,
you
hey, the devil can't do this, and you were like, yes, I can.
And you have a tail, and it keeps describing him spinning his tail.
Oh
like,
my god.
Spinning the end of it. And
for
like,
real?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
He's so cute. And every once in a while, he'll just, like, flick it against stuff and just knock stuff off the counters like a bad cat. Like, he is sassy as hell, and he's constantly using this tail. I really like it. And so she's like, what's the catch? And he's like, there's no catch. What? It's just that in 3 years' time, if you can't guess what my name is, I'll take you down to hell with me. That's all. No catch. She's like, did you think I didn't hear that thing you said really clearly? I heard that. That's a catch. What? But Duffy's smart, right? She's like, yeah, 3 years. I can guess a name in 3 years. Yeah, you know what? I could do this. I'm feeling pretty confident. So they shake on it. Another thing, he's like, okay, so do you want me to just, like, make everything now? And she's like, absolutely the fuck not. What? If I just have you, like, I'm not gonna blow my load in one day. I want to do it over time. Take it slow.
Ew.
Yeah, Duffy's gross. So the first night, when the squire comes home, she has cleaned the house. She has made the meat pies. Everything's good. And there's also a beautiful pair of long socks waiting for him. And he's like, these are really nice, and they're just, like, strong and thick. They're the best socks he's ever seen. He's really happy. And as the months pass, the squire becomes more and more pleased with Duffy because the yarn work is amazing. Everything looks incredible. His socks and vests, like, never wear thin for as long as he wears them, and he shows them off to everyone. He's like, oh my god, like, my new housekeeper is amazing. Like, she's the best. And also, I'm so well dressed now and warm. And so Duffy keeps the devil busy, which I love. He works, and then while he's working, she'll clean, and then she'll go to the grist mill in the afternoons and gossip with the other women who are, like, waiting around for their grain. And then every once in a while, they'll dance a round or two on the green grass beside the mill, because the devil loves dancing. These horrible women. And one day, when the squire comes home, he finds the widower, Hughie. Goddamn Hughie. Waiting in the chimney corner. He had come a-courtin'. Yeah. He's over there courting his housekeeper. And so the squire scowls at him until he just awkwardly gets up and leaves. And the squire's like, that's weird. And then the next day, another man comes. His name is Jock. And according to Duffy, he's come a-courtin' and also to, quote, sample my meat pies.
Ew.
What, Max, you don't like love?
No.
Okay. So almost every night now, there is a new man waiting to court Duffy every time the squire comes home. And he starts to panic a little. He's like, oh no, my housekeeper, if she gets married, she won't be able to clean my house anymore and make me awesome socks. And so he walks up to her and he's like, Duffy, let's just me and you get married. You want to be a squire's wife? I'll fucking make you a squire's wife. You won't even have to move. You can just live here. Duffy? Yes? Send all those men home. And she's like, first of all, chill out. Second of all, yes, of course. Let's fucking do it. And so they get married. And nothing much changes. I mean, she's wearing nicer clothes now, but she's still cleaning his house and making all of his clothes, air quotes. Mm-hmm. And she's also still the same cheerful, smart Duffy. But after all this good fortune, the 3 years are running out. And now, time is, like, going much quicker than she thought it would. And soon the little devil starts popping up everywhere. He'll just, like, but specifically, he's popping up out of anywhere where there are wood piles. He's not just, like, suddenly in the middle of a room. Like, she'll just be walking by a wood pile and he'll pop his head up like, hey, 1 month left. You getting your affairs in order? You're gonna go to hell. She's like, get out of here. And then, like, he'll pop up in, like, the kitchen wood pile and he'll be like, 3 weeks left. Getting excited? I am. She's like, stop it.
He's like, would you like to renegotiate? You can't. That's just a little joke.
And she's like, stop. You have to stop. And so she feels like she's going crazy. And one day he pops up and is like, 2 weeks left. You'll never guess my name. And she straight up threw a pot at him. Like she was making stew and just picked up this giant cast iron pot and chucked it at him. But he like laughs and disappears and it just slams against the wall and like breaks a bunch of shit. And she's like, oh no, I'm going actually crazy. This is bad. So she decides to visit her friend, Old Bet. Yeah. Who told her, I know a thing or two about devils and imps. I'll see what I can do. And so then Duffy goes home and lets Old Bet think about this for a while. And the devil appears again later to Duffy, saying, only 1 more week, Duffy, my girl. And then she straight up tried to punch him because she was like, she was sitting at the table. He just appears like, I guess underneath some wood. And he's like, only 1 more week. And she like punches him and he disappears and she slams her fist down on the table like as hard as she can. And so she's rubbing her sore fist and she goes to Old Bet and she's like, hi, the devil's driving me crazy. He's taunting me and showing up everywhere and I'm really scared. And she's like, and I'm never going to learn his name. Like, why did I make this deal? And Old Bet is like, I got a plan. First of all, chill. And then she says, Duffy, bring me your strongest and best Applejack in the squire's cellar, right? Bring me the jug of it and meet me here at sundown. And so the squire was still out hunting that night. And so Duffy steals some Applejack and she carries it to the green beside the mill where they all usually dance. That night, it was a full moon, and Old Bet told Duffy that the devils and witches were gathering to dance at the Devil's Basin out on the moor, and that she was, I guess, the person hired to thump the tambourine for them. I don't know, Old Bet's got a job. So she tells Duffy, like, follow me, hide quietly behind a bush, and so Duffy crouches down. She has, like, one little peephole that she can look out from these bushes, and Bet begins to thump on her tambourine, and soon enough, witches and devils, including Duffy's little man, begin to appear, and they start to dance around the fire that Bet has built. And every time the little devil dances around the fire, he'll grab the Applejack and he'll take a big swig from it. So after like 3 swigs, because he's very tiny, he gets like hammered. He's having the best time.
His blood alcohol percentage is like 100.
He's only got 3 swigs of blood in him.
And that's all his blood.
That's all his blood. And so he begins to sing a familiar tune. We've heard it before.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So the song is, Duffy, my lady, you'll never guess that. My name is Terrytop, Terrytop, Terrytop. Aww. And his name is Terrytop.
That's cute.
I know. And at that moment, as he's like singing, and Duffy's like, Terrytop, got it.
That's not a very good song, I'll say also.
Well, he's drunk.
Okay.
And he's got like a tambourine, and that's all the music he has, okay? Like, who are you?
I sing better songs to our cats every single day.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
I just sing the same song. Pepper, my lady, you'll never guess that. My real name is Terrytop.
I'm challenging Terrytop to a rap battle right now. Is what's happening.
No. Don't do that. So at that moment, the sound of baying hounds fills the air. Across the moor, the squire and his hounds are chasing a hare. Why did that rhyme? Coming.
Terrytop.
I'm making better songs. So the squire is chasing a hare, and it's coming right towards them. With a screech, the dancers vanish. The fire dies out immediately, and the tambourine ceases.
Whoa, black bit. Tambourine.
Black bit.
Tambourine.
With a screech. Everyone disappears, the fire dies out, and Duffy is alone in the woods, right? And there's just a single jug in the middle of the moor. And she runs as fast as she possibly can all the way home. She barely has time to, like, stir the stew that she had started before she went out, and then sit down next to the fire when the squire comes into the house, and she's, like, holding, I'm guessing, like, knitting needles as a prop. She's like, nothing, that's great. I was hunting. And he's like... Nothing's up here, so you'll never guess. And he just sits down and immediately starts complaining and ignoring the fact that she is covered in sweat and, like, sticks and dirt.
She's stirring the soup with a knitting needle.
So he tells her, like, I had a terrible time hunting. You're gonna be so sad for me. So first of all, my hounds didn't find anything at all. And then the sun goes down and they start freaking the fuck out. They see a hare. And then they start chasing it, and it runs straight towards a pack of witches dancing around a fire. Can you believe that? And Duffy shakes her head and says, ooh, it's bad luck to break in on witches dancing. And he's like, yeah, well, I didn't, like, go near them. I just kind of saw them. And besides, by the time I got there, like, I watched them disappear, like, you know, and then the jug was just laying. It was nothing but a jug in there. I think I'm fine. And she's like, yeah, I don't know if you're fine. You should go shower or something. He's like, okay. And that was that. On the appointed day that Duffy's 3 years were up, the little man appears again with a grin. He flicks his tail and tells her that her time was up and that she was to come with him, and he goes to grab her, and she's like, excuse me, that's not the bargain, okay? You gotta finish the bargain here. And he says, ha, you think you can guess my name? All right, I'll give you 3 guesses. Go ahead and try it. And she stops, and I'm quoting the book now. She says, maybe it is Lucifer? And the devil sputtered with laughter and thumped his tail on the floor.
Okay.
And he said, an acquaintance of mine. He's like pretty proud of that. And then she says, perhaps it is Beelzebub? And he says, a cousin of mine, but a low common sort, he says in disdain. And then finally she said, are you honest enough to admit that your name is Terrytop? And he glares at her and then doesn't say anything. And she's like, do you deny that your name is Terrytop? And at this point, she's just fully grinning. And he's like, a gentleman never denies his name, but I never expected to be beaten by a minx like you. And then with a puff of smoke, he disappears.
I wish that more people in my life called me a minx.
I know!
That's what I want.
Guys, email us at
For my birthday,
story.
call me a minx.
Call Max a little minx. A moment later, after he disappears in this little puff of angry smoke, everything the devil had ever knitted turned to dust all at once.
Oh no!
The squire, who was out hunting in the dead of winter, suddenly found that his long socks had dropped off, and then his breeches, and then everything that he was wearing except for his leather shoes and jerkin, and it was like this cold day, and he's just like naked, shivering in the middle suddenly. He's like, what the fuck? He's shivering and he's blue, and he runs all the way home. And he tells her what happened, and he bemoans that it must have been the witch's curse for breaking up their cool party.
Oh,
for being
Duffy.
a party pooper. And so he asks Duffy, he's like, can you bring me some stockings and breeches? I'm very cold. And she shakes her head and she says, ah, yeah, no, the curse came here too. Ah, damn, everything we have turned to dust. Curses. I hate that.
Classic curse kind of situation.
And he's like, well, can you make me some more? And she's like, no, can't do that. That'll do no good. As you can see, all the spinning and knitting done in this house is cursed. We better have somebody else do it. And he's like not super pleased with that. He's like, excuse me. And she goes, I'm sorry. Did you want to have your clothes disappear next time you're like with a group of your friends or something? Or maybe in the dead of winter on like a mountain, you want all of your clothes to just fucking disappear and then your junk will fall off and you'll die? Do you want that?
Is that what you want?
I don't know. Is that
you
what
want
you
a
want?
jumpsicle?
All of your friends will laugh at you and call you stupid penis pop? And he's like, okay, I don't want that. You're a little intense about this, but you're right, I don't want that. Sounds terrible. And so from then on, they had the spinning and knitting done in the village, and Duffy was very pleased with her bargain, and the squire hunted happily ever after. The end.
That was so good.
It's cute. Okay, so note. I got the story from The Maid of the North, but Wikipedia notes that it is a 1973 book by Margot Zemak and her husband, Harvey Fitzstrom, and he credits himself as Harv Zemak. So he took her last name. She was listed first. She's the writer and illustrator of, like, a bunch of children's books, and, like, she readapts Cornish, like, you know, fairy tales. Not Cornish tales, just fairy tales. And Harvey wrote this one with her and was like, I'll just put my name as her name. And then here's some bullshit, which nobody else seems mad about this, but I am. The U.S. Library of Congress credits the story as a Cornish tale retold by Harv Zemak.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
she's
some
the
Andrew
first.
Lang shit.
100%. And she's first on the actual book. In 1974, it was a finalist for the National Book Award, Children's Literature, and the winner of the Caldecott Medal for illustration. So she's gotten a lot of, and the illustration is all her, but
That's so
she's
good.
gotten a lot of stuff. I put the links to the Wikipedia and to the little book for this, the Cornish Tale Retold, but also to Maid of the North, because I like it a lot. It's really nice.
I also, as you were describing the devil, I was also picturing the little goblin that I made for Goblin Week last year.
Yeah.
We have links to, I did an embroidery project last year of, like, a bunch of, like, the same little horrible little goblin in a bunch of different weird little places.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on our Instagram if you want to check that out. But
yeah, it's in our permanent story.
Yes,
things.
our saved stories, pinned stories.
That was for our projects for Goblin Week.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun. Devil Week. We did a little Devil Week. How fun.
Little devils.
Guys, if you're doing Inktober and stuff like that, feel free to share us if you ever do anything that makes you think of this podcast, because I love Inktober.
Yeah.
And this is a really good month for creativity.
It really is. So send us anything Inktober related that you've done on the Sort of the Story Instagram at Sort of the Story, all one word, no punctuation.
And you can also share it on our Discord. There's a channel for sharing things like that.
Yeah.
Pictures and stuff. Please, feel free. Join the Discord. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
The link to that Discord is in our link tree also.
Yeah. So. And you guys have a great day. Thank you all for listening. And thank you, Keith, for the audio engineering that you do. And yeah.
Yeah. And if you're the devil, come rap battle me.
Outside of the house. You're not invited in. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Predict the future of the podcast.
I think that in 5 years, we will each be governors of our own state. And by state, I mean a post-state institution, because the country will have crumbled.
Okay.
So it's just like over a general area of land, basically, that people can choose to live in or not.
Okay, predict the future of the podcast.
Well, that is the future of the where we become rulers in our own right. And then when we get to say, and also you are here, it's because we're surrounded by our loving peoples of our lands.
Okay, so my prediction is that in 5 years, fedoras will be back in style. So when we do the podcast, we'll be wearing fedoras. But yours is good too.